G'day guys, I wanted to show you these two pots. They're both the same, 65mm zuni from Chowang Shop. The only difference between these two is that the top one pours quite quickly and the bottom one, which a friend sent me, pours quite poorly. I'll show you the difference in the following video. I'm making this video to show you guys what can cause a pot to pour badly and perhaps what you might be able to do to fix it. Now in this instance I was lucky and the issues were easily fixable, so I'd like to go through and show you what the issues were and what you might be able to do to fix them if you come across them in future. Now I've already done the work on these, but you won't be missing out on much in the visuals of seeing it fixed. Now, being that pots are relatively fragile, trying to fix anything like this carries some measure of risk, but if you're careful and if you use the right tools, I'd say that the risk is pretty minimal. At a minimum, I'd suggest that you get a small set of diamond burrs or diamond rotary tool bits. This set cost me about $10 off AliExpress. You only really need one or two. And in this instance, what I prefer to use are a spherical bit and a thin needle bit, which has, I'm not sure if you can see, a nice taper along there. Trying to use inappropriate tools is going to greatly increase the risk of breaking one of your pots. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to check is the air hole in the lid. Now, you can see that this one is nice and clear. When I first got it, that wasn't the case, and it was about 50% occluded. If you can see any swarf that's caught in there that looks like it might break free easily, that's an easy fix. You want to get your needle bit, or indeed a needle or pin, and carefully just press in from the top to try and dislodge it. In most cases that should work. If it doesn't, you're going to need to be very careful because if it's something that is actually bonded strongly to the wall of the passage, then it's unlikely that you're going to be able to fix that without a risk of actually breaking the piece. Once you've cleared any obvious blockages, it may help to smooth the inside of the gallery out, and that's done by getting the tapered tool, inserting it, and lightly spinning it while moving it in and out. You're just trying to polish those walls a little bit and knock free any remaining swarf or debris or roughness. And after you're done, you want to see a nice clean hole just like that. The second thing you're going to want to check is the filter and spout. Especially on these 7-hole filter designs, I think there's a risk of getting swarf blocking some of these holes, which can really affect the speed of your pour. Now, the best way to check that is to get a flashlight and shine it straight down the spout. And you want to make sure that you can see light nice and bright through all of those holes without too much issue. When I got this pot, 3 of the holes were blocked, which is almost 50% of your flow gone. Now, the best way to approach this, in my opinion, is to use a needle bit inside if the pot is big enough, or if it's not, through the spout. And once again, to just make its way into one of the holes and just gently rotate. If you have differently shaped bits, you might find that something with a bit of a fatter taper can be more effective, just to clear the swarf from around the entrance. But really, as long as you work gently and carefully, you shouldn't have too much of an issue. And as you can see, a little bit of extra just came out there, so I'll get rid of that. If you really want, you can take a spherical bit and just polish the intake of each of those filter holes. It's kind of fiddly. It's not probably necessary, but it's something that you can do while you're while you're trying to fix things. The final issue is that there can be swarf caught on the surface of the spout, and that's something that you can clean out at the same time. If you have your needle tool, once again, you can just gently align it with the interior wall of the spout and just move it in and out, rotating to knock anything off. Or if you have something suitable like a dental pick, which is also good for clearing obvious swarf from these areas, you can actually run that in. You can feel for anything that's sticking to the wall that shouldn't be there, and you can sort of yank that free. Now, after these are fixed, we'll take a look at what the pour looks like. So as you can see, the pour on these two pots is now pretty much identical. So good news. If you have any pots that are, for you, ruined by virtue of a slow pour, and you can identify some of these issues, then you may be able to fix that and, save yourself some money or hassle. The only other thing I want to bring up before I end the video is it's a good opportunity, since we have these two pots side by side that are, for all intents and purposes, identical. You can see the shine on the top one versus the bottom. The pot on the top has had 6 months of daily use spread out over about 12 months, and the bottom pot has been used maybe a dozen, 2 dozen times. So you can already see the difference in patina, the shine that's built up on the pot that's been used more. And I think that's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's it.